Welcome to another video. It's me, Dave Valiega. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove / replace the hard drive inside of an external hard drive chassis. Now, I have a iOmega. I use it for testing. iOmega drive. It currently does not have a hard drive in it, so we're going to be changing that and putting a hard drive inside. For other people, it might be that the hard drive inside is broken and you might have to replace it, or that maybe you just want to switch it out for another one. So that's where this video will come in handy. As for the updates from the previous video, I got some new materials, including this ESD protective, electrostatic discharge protective gloves. Pretty useful stuff, and also they feel pretty nice in the hand. And also a tweezer set. This comes in pretty handy pretty much all the time when you're dealing with smaller stuff. So, very useful to keep handy. Now, as for this model, it uses 12 volts VDC input as a little switch, and also uses a USB-B, I'm pretty sure, input. This might be different for depending on your model. I'm going to start off by removing a couple of the screws on the sides using a pretty typical Phillips head screwdriver. I highly recommend, if you're going to be taking apart things like this, or even really just in general for being alive, just to, get yourself a pretty good precision screwdriver set. Pretty much always comes in handy. I use my set pretty much every day. And I don't know, it hasn't let me down yet. I haven't had to buy another set. Simply because of the sheer amount of screws that it has. But yeah, also make sure you get yourself a magnetized version so that you can do stuff like this. That's it. So the front part comes off like that, over to the side, and you can start pull it from the bottom so that it slides out like this, and there. You can see that, it looks pretty difficult, like it's probably going to be very hard, like there's going to be a ton of stuff inside here, but in reality, most of the space is taken up by the, moved over my soldering iron. It's not connected, by the way, that would be retarded in like every possible sense. But you can see it's actually a pretty standard fixture. Let's look about actually replacing it. Now, there are a lot of different types of drives that you could be using. You could use a mobile drive. Mobile drives won't work in this case simply because it's so large that it'll wobble around. It's not going to be good. Some hard drives even have different thicknesses, strangely enough. So if you look comparison-wise to they're from both the same manufacturer, Seagate, but they have different thicknesses. Originally, it came with this 360 gigabyte hard drive. Some people might want to replace that, but in my case, I'm going to want to put it in so that I can check the data on it. And so let's get this out of the way, and let's go to actually installing the drive. Now, I'm pretty sure you can't actually just slide this in. And also, there's going to be a couple of screws that I think we're going to have to input. Yeah. Let's get to work on that. Let's get this hard drive out of the way. I'm going to want to open up this fixture from both sides here so that we can get a better access point to slide it into the SATA slot. When I refer to SATA, I refer to the type of connector that we're using. Hard drives and drives in general that use this type of connector are referred to as SATA drives. They're typically the connector that you pretty much always want to come into contact with. If you come into contact with, say, an IDE drive, then you're coming across some pretty old tech. But yeah. Just want to put this here. Actually, that's stupid. Why would I do that? By the way, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Helps a lot. Motivational, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reach 500 by the end of this summer, optimally. Alright, just make sure that the teeth on the SATA interface matches up with those on the hard drive. and then we can kind of just slot it in. Just like that. Fits easily, and we're looking like we're good to go. See that. Okay, so from the sides here, we're gonna need some more screws. I removed mine and never added them back, so that's my fault. So I'm gonna go get those screws now. They're gonna be standard bolt screws. You're gonna see them. It's gonna be fine. All right, that wasn't that hard. We're gonna need 4 of these actually, because there's gonna be 4 points on the drive to keep it secure inside of the chassis. That we're gonna want to have. You'll probably already have those screws there. Let me actually replace my bit size. This is a bit too small. I need something a little bit more heavy duty. Alright. Let's flip it over on its sides, and you should see some holes where you'll be able to screw it in. Might have to put a little bit of force into it, but shouldn't be that hard. So, yeah, that's looking good. So, we have the hard drive in place. You might have replaced your hard drive or whatever you did. But now, we're just going to close this up and we should be good. Oh, shoot. Took a little bit. Hard drive's a bit thick. Alright. Start screwing it up, and after this, you should be good to plug it into your computer. Of course, assuming that you're using the proper power cable. And yeah, you should be good to go. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the description. I'd love to hear back from you guys. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, check out my other videos. I have some semi-decent stuff that some of you will be interested in. Yeah. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.